Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Dad, preview for the Plymouth game then. Start us off, what are you thinking then?
Go West Bromwich Albion. Well, Dan, first and foremost, what a fantastic day on the south coast we had. I have got an apology to make before we start the preview. Sorry if I come across to the Southampton fans like I didn't like them. It was just a bit of banter with the Pompey fans because we've got a lot of loyal people from Southampton who watched us. So sorry about that. But back onto the game, Dan. I have to say, I thought it was a magnificent effort. I think, though, on another given day, if they were a bit more clinical, Portsmouth, they would have probably added a couple of goals. I think one of the comments on a couple of the comments on the vlog, and thank you very much for making that comment, and it made me think would be after the game I said I couldn't dig anybody out from the Albion who didn't put up a good show. Palmer has come under quite a bit of criticism. I can understand why, but I can back him up. I think the way we're doing it at the moment, I think he doesn't have much work to do, and I think he may have an issue with the concentration. Aaron Ramsdale said the same, didn't he, a couple of months back? But listen, to a man, I thought they played ace. There's talk or suggestions that Hagen didn't play that well. I thought he did, and I thought Darnell Furlong was fantastic. And I think man of the match, Murray. I mean, look, can you believe the player he's turned into be?
Yeah, I've always liked him at the Albion. He's been a really, really good player, I think, personally. Since he's come, he's shown his qualities here and there. Of course, he went on loan to Middlesbrough, but he's come back a lot better player. But then going back to what you said about last weekend, where there were some players like Hagen who didn't play as well, and Palmer who didn't maybe.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
I know,
that
but there's some
people
people are saying that we won 3-0. So don't get me wrong, it's a positive saying that at the end of the day, saying, oh yeah, you penalty these players even though we won 3-0. But as a overall majority, I thought there was a really, really good performance. And don't get me wrong, you are right with the fact that Portsmouth could have scored maybe one or two throughout the game, and they had their chances, and another team could take those chances. However, overall, I thought we were dominant throughout, and especially, let's be honest, away from home. If that's last season, we don't win that game. I don't know what it was, but we had a bit of a curse from us away from home, and at the moment, we're breaking that curse and finally scoring lots of goals away from home.
Isn't it brilliant to be in a position whereby just goes to show, right? Do you need to spend millions and millions of pounds if you've got someone like Carlos Corberán? I actually think that a lot of credit needs to go to him. He's transformed these players. He hasn't had a massive budget to work with, right? So he's used his own skills in-house to galvanise players how he wants them. And I think that was reflected in the performance against Portsmouth, because for the first time in a long time, I thought, you know what? It reminded me of watching a group of pals having a game of football, fighting for each other, at the end of the game, in it together. You know, when they pushed Diangana to the front to go, it's just something that money can't buy. And if we can keep that, and I said to you in the week, didn't I? And I don't want to sound disrespectful to the following people. Asante. And who's the other one?
Townsend,
Yock.
I was going to come on to that, I'll be honest, because two things on the quickly saying when we move on to the actual Plymouth game itself. I would say one, big shout out to the fans, by the way. What an unbelievable away form that was.
Massive turnout.
And of course, Portsmouth fans, I thought they were unbelievably nice to us.
I thought the stadium was nice as well. Yeah,
everything about the day.
Yeah, thank you for the Pompey fans. We had a good laugh, and they couldn't have been more welcoming. So thank you.
And second of all, I think it came out maybe even today or like early in the week. If you look at it with some of the players we've got on the squad, as you said in many videos, you've said it for many times to me, Dad. Players need to be, let's say, putting a bit of pressure sometimes and challenged, because we've got so many players, and it's nice to see now, guys, the fact that we've got players coming off the bench, the likes of Mikey Johnson, your Dean Garners, your Fran Butters, your Diacates, the list goes on, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, we've got a really good squad here, and the fact that someone gets injured, it means that they can come in for that player and still be the same level. And the fact that players like, for example, let's say Hagen, for example, he's playing left back. We signed Fran Butter, who is a perfectly good left back for the Championship, and he's been pushed out because Hagen's playing that well at the moment. That is why, in my opinion, we're playing so well, because players are thinking to themselves, if I'm not playing good enough and I have an off day, there's no falling back. I'm on the bench, and I won't be getting off that bench if someone, like, say if Granty played not the greatest, he's not going to be starting if Michael Johnson's playing inside out, playing really good, is he?
No, I'll tell you what. The trouble is, the more that I think about it, the more that I listen, and the more that I pay attention to what's going on, is that this is just making Carlos Corberán even more astute and probably sought after. I'm so thrilled that we've got him. But like you say, moving on. But before I do, it's the first time I've ever listened to an opposition coach say, well, they had 5 solid championship players on the bench, and he's talking about Albion. I'm thinking, come on. So, so again, very, very quickly, and we might have to do another podcast on this, you cannot take anything away from the action for Albion team. He's Alistair, I don't know. Alistair Jones. Without all the stuff that went on behind the scenes. I come home from Pompey. Oh, was he late? Took me ages to get off to sleep because I thought, what a day. So anyway, moving on to Plymouth. Now this is
it's going to be an interesting one. I think it always is in the Championship. Plymouth are going to come to our place. Of course, when they came last time, what was the score?
I can't remember. Go on.
It was a 0-0 draw, and I felt like that was one of the best performances I've seen at the Hawthorns for quite a while. Because I thought, especially with Schumacher in charge, who's just been sacked by Stoke, by the way.
Well, I was just about to bring that up. When we went to Home Park, Plymouth, and we spoke to the fans about that, some of them were livid, some of them were gutted, some of them thought, well, you know what, he deserves something. I was thinking about this morning. He had to try it, didn't he? But it's turned out to have egg on his face. If only he'd have stayed there, where would they be now? Because when we went to Plymouth, not only did we demolish them, however, it's a funny old game. Like somebody once said, football, the Plymouth fans were saying that's the worst they've ever seen them. But we can only beat what we've got in front of them. And I thought that night, everything come off. So flip it.
At home, it was 0-0, and I felt we struggled to break them down.
I agree with you.
And of course, now under Rooney's regime, it hasn't got to a good start. But of course, they got a 3-2 result against Sunderland, which was against all the odds, it looked like. So, in my opinion, I thought they were going to steamroll past them, Sunderland.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have a bit of confidence under their belts. And we know what type of players they've got. I know you like Morgan Whittaker quite a lot as a player.
I do, yeah. He's got a lot to
I'm a massive fan of the new signing Sissoko. I think he is an ace player on the wing. They've got Ryan Hardy up top, I think, ace. They've got O'Brien in midfield, who was ace as well. But what I think we've got to look into this game is we can't overshadow them as it's one of those teams. Just put past them and we'll be through and goal. 3-0 at half time easy. These games here, the ones we've got to make sure we're compact, we're tight, and really go for it.
And we don't take them for granted.
And we're the only team as well, may I just add, that at the moment have an unchanged side throughout the whole of the season so far. No changes to the starting 11. So would you stick to that?
Oh, it's a good question, that is. I would stick to that, yeah. I would stick to that. However, there's talk, does he leave Alex Palmer out? Just give him a rest. I don't think he should because, like you said earlier, he's done his job, he's a goalkeeper, he's had a clean sheet.
Exactly.
But coming to the Plymouth team, I'm going to be bold once on this channel, not sit on the fence like people accuse me. I think we're going to steamroller them 4-0 because I think that it's a misplaced confidence with Plymouth. I think they've struggled, I think they will struggle. I think it was a fantastic result against all the odds. It wasn't expected. I actually think Sunderland thought all they've got to do is turn up on the day and they'll play. No, I question Wayne Rooney's management, I do, because I think to myself, right, you hear all his players bigging him up saying, yeah, he's good, he has a laugh and a joke and that. Listen, you've got to forget about that. You've got to turn up on the pitch. And for me, if we don't beat them, then I would worry because it's not the same Plymouth that turned up last time at the Hawthorns. Bearing in mind, Dan, we're top of the league now for a reason. Nothing on luck, yeah. And we've got a strong squad. We've got the Championship's best manager. This will test our mettle, and our mettle will be rock solid, and we will do them 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really
so tell you why. Because I feel confident. It's not a misplaced confidence. It's not biased. When you look at the team on Sunday at Portsmouth, everything came off. But I was worried about one thing. I've never said this before. Some of the referees have been outstanding.
Tal, I completely agree with you there. And the problem I have is, and I think I put on the screen now, Malumbi might be out for the game tomorrow on Saturday.
That right?
Yes, and that is just because the fact that I'm pretty sure he was a doubt for the game against Portsmouth, but came through an injury. I'm guessing he had an injection or something, so he hasn't been in training that much this week.
God, you wouldn't have known that at the Portsmouth game.
Well, no, because he's so energetic as a player, and I think Rasic, in my opinion, has been ace since he's come off the bench. I think he's been unbelievable, a great replacement for Jock at this moment in time. Exactly, yeah. So I think he just come into the game, learn the language. But then I feel like games like this will be won by the midfield. Don't get me wrong, they've got quality Plymouth out in attack. Yeah. But this is where we need to control the midfield, especially at home. And that's what we did at Fratton Park, I felt like at times. And that was a reason why I felt we were comfortable in major moments of the game.
Can I be negative? I don't like to be, but I'd rather bring it all out on the table, not sugarcoat it. I think that for once our midfield is capable of battling, unlocking the ball, getting the ball, distributing it. My only worry is Swifty.
Yes, because again, it's not a bad thing. So, again, I was thinking
I
to
agree,
myself.
yeah.
I was thinking to myself, you know what, Swift, did he play that good? I thought, yeah, there's moments in there. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he's one of those players where, if he weren't there, you might even notice he weren't there. If you get what I mean?
Well, again, Dan, you've hit the nail on the head there, because I thought with Yock, oh my God, how are we going to cope? We've coped wonderfully well.
Yeah.
Now with Swifty, I'm going to back him up in another. It sounds really stupid, don't I? When I have watched him closely, he does the little things easy and it goes unnoticed. When he's expected to do stuff, he doesn't do it. But I think what you've just said a couple of minutes ago, which is a brilliant comment, is now that they're fighting for the place. If I was the midfielders, I think, bloody hell, Moe's done that. Didn't realise he was capable of that.
I mean, he only scores crackers. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I better step up. So I'm thrilled, because I actually think I'm gonna be precise with it as well. I think Plymouth will come with shut up shop, try and stop us playing, and it will be won or lost in midfield. And I'm definitely going for a 4-0 victory. I think it'll be the same old suspects. I think Madge will score. I think Moe is on fire, and I think that Carl Bartlett from the back score.
Yeah, I can't remember saying that. I think Fellows as well. He's been on fire, and we knew he's a really good player on his day. Let's be honest. I think he probably is the best youngster in the championship. Let's be honest, on his day. And his link with Madja has been real proven to be the reasons why we are top of the league at this moment in time. I'm going to go for, personally, I think he's going to be a close one. I'm going to go 2-1 win to the Albion, and that's just because, Dad, again, they have got the players that realistically can score worldies, and there's Wayne Rooney. I know we say, he's not the greatest manager in the world. He could do a job on us. You never know, because I think Plymouth are one of those teams where if they sit and shut up shop sometimes, like you just said then, and we could win 4-0, I'm hoping that's true. They have the tendency, in my opinion, to be one of those teams where they waste time and play their game rather than go into our strengths and think about it properly. They might even play it long, because they know over the top, Dad, we do get caught out occasionally, and that's my only worry.
I can see why you've said that, but I for one, think that they'll be overconfident. Plymouth. They've come from a brilliant victory. I think that Rooney will probably say, well, look, lads, you can beat them. Now you go and beat the Albion. I'm not having it. We're a rejuvenised Albion. I think we've seen the best of Carlos Corbrand now as well. But listen, before I wrap up, I just wanted to say something. I know there's a lot of rivalry in football, but I was saddened in the week of the passing of Gary Shaw. Now I know that it's the Villa, but I grew up in the 80s and watched Gary Shaw. So for me, that just tells me one thing: make the most of life. Be nice, be kind, but make the most of life. And rest in peace, Gary Shaw.
Yeah, rest in peace. Well said that, actually. Make sure as well, guys, put down in the comment section below, what are your score predictions for the game on Saturday? Anything else to say, Dad? Beck, as you're here, come over quick. Go on, what's your score prediction, Beck? Come on.
Come on, Clubby.
Here's cheers, guys. Say hello to everyone.
Hey.
Go on, what's your score prediction, Beck?
For the Saturday?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 2-2.
2-2.
Oh, I like that, Desmond.
2-2.
Oh, I like that. Oh, what time is it, Becca?
Guys, thanks so much for watching. It's showtime!